Hello, hello, good afternoon, good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Here we are for Cross the Pond Eastbound 2021 and New York JFK. Local time is approaching 6:15 in the morning, so it's still relatively dark actually. And yeah, we're gonna fly the British Airways 116, which is a real flight number from JFK Airport all the way to London Heathrow as Speedbird 116. Matt, good afternoon. Brian, good afternoon. X3, good afternoon. PPL, good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. A bit of subomitis today. We already have JFK delivery and JFK Tower, so I'm a little bit early. I'm aiming to get going by 11 UTC, so in about 40 minutes, 50 minutes from now. So we'll get chatting a little bit, review all the flight plan information, get the aircraft ready for 11, as I said. So the slot time I have today is 11:34, I think. So depending how busy it is on the ground, we'll aim to be ready for like half an hour before the takeoff time. So yeah, a little bit dark, but it's gonna be interesting today actually because we're gonna get a bit of a sunrise. Pretty much by the time we get airborne, or slightly before, and then head towards the ocean, and at some point, probably 2/3 across the ocean, the sun will set in our back in the opposite direction. We'll get to London, it will be dark, so we'll get, the flight time is about 6 hours and 15 minutes. We'll get pretty much that amount of daylight, which kind of shows you when you travel eastbound how the days get way shorter. It's the responsibility of the pilot to make sure they are ready for the slot. If you are ready early and then you cannot take off by the slot because ATC is fanning around or it's busy on the ground and they can't let you go as planned, then it's their responsibility. But if they call you to get going and you're not ready, then that's that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, but no stress really, no stress. We got quite a few Montreal centers on already. We've got JFK departures, New York approach, JFK Tower, JFK ramp 7 ground, so that's good. We've got the ramp. We're on Terminal 7, which is the terminal used by British Airways in JFK. This is runway 13 right, 13 left, sorry, and 31 right in this direction. So kind of heading east at the moment here. And I think the runway is gonna be runway 04 right, so it's gonna be a bit of a long taxi. We're gonna have to go all the way around the terminal to get to runway 04 left. Cross runway 31 left in the process, so it's gonna be a long taxi. Right, to start with, we're just gonna have a quick look at the flight plan today. Nothing really out of the ordinary, but we were given the route by the organizers. The Speedbird 116, as I said initially, via Happy, I put runway 22 right because the wind is actually supposed to turn throughout the morning. So I thought just in case they change the runway, I mean, at least we've got the correct runway, and it adds more fuel, more track miles to the flight plan. And yeah, this is the route. This portion here, which is the Oceanic portion, is supposed to be a track vector, which, as I said in the Discord, is a bit of a fantasy track today because there's no published track at this time. We're gonna fly 6 hours and 14 minutes. That's not too bad actually. Contingency is 5%. It's a little bit more fuel than, for example, if you were using a contingency of 20 minutes. The alternate is Gatwick right next door. and our final reserve is 3.3. So our FMC reserve, which takes which is a sum of those two here, is 6.7. And then we've got you're gonna laugh, 1 hour of extra fuel, so for any delays really. And then we've got also 45 minutes of taxi fuel, which in JFK on a bad day is not unrealistic, to be fair. And so we've got a final fuel of 64.3 tons, which gives us an endurance of 9 hours and 14 minutes, so not too bad. The weights are average. I wouldn't say it's light, but not overly heavy either. But as you can see, PFPX calculated 344 passengers, 16 tons of cargo, so it's not too bad. Got some ETOPS information as well. The ETOPS airports actually are also the adequate ones determining the entry and the exit. So CYYT is St. John's, EINN is Shannon, and yeah, as per the ETOPS video, you've got the times of suitability there for the two ETOPS alternates, and then the ETOPS scenario for the one engine out decompression, and all engine decompression, so not too bad. All the navigation log here, which I'll go back to later on at some point, the information for the diversion, and then the spot winds here. ATC flight plan there, normal stuff, really. The weather here in JFK. So when I did the flight plan about a couple of hours ago, it was quite gusty. And but as I said, the wind is maybe supposed to ease down a little bit there. So we'll see how it goes. But more than enough to get going. Hey Rayuda, you're flying from Atlanta to Barcelona. Oh, that's a long one. Fantastic. That's good. And then for Heathrow, it's a little bit raining. Well, it was raining this morning, but it's becoming between 8 and 10, 250 at 10, with the same kind of scattered clouds there. So could be a nice evening by the time we get to Heathrow. And Gatwick, of course, is similar to 50 at 10 as well. And the main visibility and cloud cover I see are scattered at 2,000 feet. No big problems. For the ETOPS alternates, we kind of need good weather, of course. Yeah, last night was not good in JFK, yeah, I saw that. It was a little bit wild. There seems to be one of those east storms, or mini storms at least. Yeah, for St. John's, from 1000, which is our time, or actually from 1200 here, plus 6 miles, sky clear, light winds, so St. John's is good for the rest of the day. And Shannon as well from, let's call it 1600, 120 at 12, and the main trend is, yeah, few at 15, scattered at 25, so also it's good. Anyway, we're not gonna divert, but... And then I've got some notes here for myself, just like we were talking about the scenery. There's a few discrepancies here with the scenery, so I took note of all those discrepancies, and then same thing as well for Heathrow and the runways in use, everything, so that's good. The track messages, and yeah, the route with the ETOPS depiction. Not too bad. The winds. There's actually more wind at lower latitudes today for some reason. And then if we want to plot our position on the chart, which we don't do nowadays, but we used to do a few years ago. So there you go. That's the overall picture. So plenty of fuel, no significant weather, no times. Obviously, everything works in the sim. So that's good. Yeah, the weather is better in JFK today. It's improving, so that's nice. Right. So let me jump in, close those two doors to get rid of the catering. We'll do the PF events with S2.
Hello, Captain. How are you today?
I'm great. And nothing less than great. I will send him for the walk around.
I'm out for the walk around.
Have a good time. That's that. So yeah, we have come from the hotel, have a good layover in New York, jump into the aircraft, check everything is working. With the aircraft, there's usually like some sort of a book that records all the information about the previous flights, any defects, check that everything is in order. Actually, I didn't load the fuel, and I was forgetting something. So I'll go to fuel, change the density, and fuel it up. We set to 64.3, I think. Yeah. I was looking at the fuel, 7 tons is not a lot. So here we are, 64.3. And then for the payload, it was 216.2. That'll be better. Excellent. Now we're in business. Right here. So we'll start with the FMC. Once we checked everything, no, actually, fast. We'll switch on the ADIRU, arm the emergency lights, then check on the status. I was actually going to fail the APU, but if the APU is kaput, then it's ETOPS 120 maximum, and the route actually today is on an ETOPS 180. Not for much, because I was looking at PFPX, it was like a tiny bit. And so in that case, if you wanted to file another route to make it, you know, so that you had only ETOPS 120, it would be possible. But today the routes are imposed by the organizing team, so I cannot change the route. It was it wouldn't have been like a big modification, but today I'm kind of constrained by the event itself. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. Actually, failing the APU was no big deal, but it would have maybe make me do like an engine start on the gate to start with, and then, you know. Anyway, no big deal. So we got the island page, 777-300.2, that's ERG90, 115,000 pounds of thrust, and the Iraq data is still correct. So that's good. We can go to the next page, the POSINIT, enter the origin airport, which is JFK, and take the GPS position and set the initial position here. Cool. And we'll do request. That's from KJFK. Oh, you're flying Delta from Atlanta, of course, the home of Delta, all the way to Barcelona. And then I've got the route here that I saved earlier on. They sent the routes probably during the night or late yesterday. So I picked up the route this morning, saved it, and there it is. Request it. How long is your flight from Atlanta to Barcelona? Must be a good 8 hours, I would imagine. Yeah, around 8 hours. So the uplink is ready, so I'll clear the message and load the uplink here. Cool, so we got the origin airport, KJFK to Echo Golf Lima Lima, London Heathrow. The call sign is Speedbird 116 or Speedbird 116 Heavy, the kind of North American side of things. And then the route, once again, I'll double check the route. It's going Happy, Yahoo, Vito, November 133 Alpha to Porty, and then it's 4750. 4940, 5130, 5120, and Denim, Elsox, Gipper, Evrin, 607 Nampo, and Papa2 to Bedek. So that's correct. I'll activate and execute. Hey Frank, good afternoon. How are you doing, sir? Welcome back. Today is a marathon, huh? It's gonna be a long day. But I'm looking forward to it, actually. I was quite excited yesterday and this morning. I was kind of getting all organized and stuff. I hope your weekend is starting well so far. We've got a reserve of 6.7. We'll get plenty of time to chat during the cruise. A 6-hour flight, so plenty of time. 330 for the cruise initially, but I've got level up to 350 at Oceanic entry. We'll see how the FMC works out, but because the aircraft is not overly heavy, then we should be able to make 350. Oh, Frank, you've got a slot. Atlanta to Dublin. Oh, that's a good flight as well. At 1417. Oh, 1417, I'll be already more than 2 hours airborne. Fingers crossed. It's gonna be interesting, huh? Gonna, on Volanta, for example, on all the VATSIM monitoring apps, you'll see like those huge, what I would call a bit like a bandwagon, you know, all the aircraft following each other. It's always amazing. Yeah, I'll go for like a break from time to time, maybe to make a coffee or something like that, or go for a little snack. We'll make the acceleration height 3000, thrust reduction 1500. Right, now is the big question. So let's see what runway they are using. 13 left, 13 right. Okay, so yeah, pretty much as per the weather forecast, because the weather forecast, no, sorry, thing was showing later on. Back to it. Kennedy, here we are. So from 800, 140 at 14, so 13 is good. And then from 1400, 150 at 11. So it's kind of gonna sit there for quite some time. So it kind of makes sense to go for 13 right, actually. And it's actually, for me, it's gonna be from Terminal 7. It's gonna be a bit of a shorter taxi, so that's good. This was information, Mike. Okay. Cool. So we'll call the delivery and get the clearance. And the delivery is 13505.
IFR clearance to Paris, Charles de Gaulle.
Sounds 179 heavy and Kenny clearance.
Starway, bonjour. Ça va? Comment ça va pour le week-end?
Stand by Lufthansa 169.
Kennedy delivery, good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah, Kennedy delivery, morning. Speedbird 116 heavy. Formation Mike. Request clearance to London Heathrow.
So 116 heavy, Kenny clearance. So I do not have an aircraft type filed for it, do you?
Roger, it's Boeing 77 Whiskey. I'll look at the flight plan, try to send it again for you.
So 116 heavy, that's not necessary. I just put it in here for you. Thank you for that information. Stand by for PDC.
Roger, thanks. So we're gonna get PDC. Hey, Strato, congratulations! As I said, you can take me for a ride now. if I come to part of the world, then that's what we'll do. Anyway, I'll pause the FMC here because he's going to send the PDC, which is basically what in real would be the clearance via data link. In the US, actually, there's a bit of a peculiarity, is that they've got that KUSA Kilo Uniform Sierra Alpha CPDLC logon. So you log on onto that code, and after a while they get back to you with the actual clearance. So it's a little bit different. Whereas in other airports with the data link clearance, for example, you log onto the airport itself. So you enter the airport code, like for example, I don't know, Echo Golf Lima Lima. But here in the US, everywhere, regardless of the airport, it's KUSA. Yeah, it's an important milestone, Strato. You get your wings, you know, PPL, license to learn, of course, but you can give yourself rights now because they're gonna let you go and build the hours. So, yeah. Right. Anyway, as I said, I'll post this here for the moment. So we need to work it out. What I'll do is move up here, make it inches of mercury. It's 2961, which is correct, isn't it?
I'm back from the walk around and
961,
everything looks good.
It's back from the walk around. The flight director will come on. It's gonna be runway 13. So we'll make it. What's the heading actually? Runway 13 is. Normally on the Jepsen charts, yeah, you've got the runway heading here. The 13 right, 134. Good. Get track 134. And I'm expecting a radar departure. Actually, there's no SID. The top, I think, is probably gonna be 5, but I'll double check that once I've got the clearance. Yeah, now the fun starts, huh? It's it's amazing, you know. You'll be really pleased with yourself, I think. So we'll check the oxygen and make this one also inches of mercury. Go 13505, and then the ramp for Terminal 7 is 12915. That's a little difference as well in the US. Is unlike most airports in the world, where you have a delivery frequency and then sometimes an apron, but most of the time it's only like ground. In the US, you've got like a ramp frequency that basically gives you the green light to come on or off. You know, basically, yeah, the ramp. You know, so all the gates and all the terminal areas, and then once you go onto the taxiway networks, then you speak to ground. So actually, I don't know if it's on the ramp frequency. I don't know if it's an actual controller or if it's just like a guy who's just coordinating things. I don't know if they are like actual real controllers, real like certified controllers, or if they're just like guys from the airlines. Because very often there's like, I don't know, the United ramp or the Delta ramp. The ramps are associated with airlines because obviously they've got their own terminals and stuff. So I don't know exactly how this works, but yeah, it's a little bit different. And so they'll give you basically a clearance to push and start and to taxi to the limits of the ramp. And then after that, as I said, you go on to the taxiway networks. So then you speak to the actual ground. Right. Oh, here's the PDC. Right. So let's have a look. Pilot. So PDC. Pre-departure clearance start. Departure airport. KJFK runway 13 right. Airport EGLL. Beacon code 1517. So I guess beacon code is squawk code. So 1517. I'll set that one before I forget. 1517. Okay. Approved route JFK 5. Happy direct to Yahoo. Okay.
Clearance, good morning, Sri Lankan 1504, ready check.
That was very, lots of background noise,
So
unreadable.
as filed, yeah, very much. Maintain 5000, so that's what I set already earlier on here.
1504, ready check, please.
5000 is set, runway 13 right.
Alpha Lima Kilo 1504.
Expect flight 330 10 minutes before departure. Departure frequency 135.9.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it sounds like there's a lot of background noise. You're very hard to understand.
So I'll put 1359 here on the standby center radio, just as a memory help. And departure SID JFK 5. Okay. Now we've got JFK 5, so 13 right and JFK 5. Cool. Go back to the route page, 13 right, yeah. Discontinuities, vectors. Happy execute. Right, and the end.
Hi guys, can we start boarding now?
Yes. Let's do the boarding GSX as well. About 400 people. 30 will be enough, just to pretend. And then he's asking, respond only for questions or clarification. RAM control is 12915, which is what I thought. Advise RAM control when ready for push and start with your location, squawk code, assign SID and current ATIS information. Squawk mode Charlie on all taxiways and runway, end of message. Which is what we get actually, those DCL or data link clearances. Very often there's an end of message, just to show you that you received the integrity of the message. So that's good. Okay.
JFK delivery, they Shamrock 104 information mark proceeding.
Cool. So we've got the departure clearance, which is good.
Shamrock 104, can you deliver? Got no flight plan for you.
10:44. Yeah, plenty of time. Good. Okay. Let's have a look at the departure then. Let's bring back Navigraph. If you have any questions, of course, along the way, feel free to interrupt and ask the questions, of course. Kennedy 5. Oh. So we have Kennedy 5 departure. Runway 13 left and right is climb on assign heading, so I think during the takeoff clearance there'll be a fly heading, for example 130, clear for takeoff, runway 13 right, something like that. Top altitude or initial altitude 5,000 feet.
Yep, Shamrock 104 got announced, stand by for PDC.
And then for Happy, which is where we go, expect vectors to JFK radial 124, so but just expected really. So you've got here, it's a little bit looking funny, but you can see from 13 right straight ahead, and then pick up radial 124 at some point to Happy, or probably direct to Happy to be fair. So yeah, we've got 134 headings, that's it. Cool. Quite straightforward. I'll actually have to change the performance because I calculated the performance for 04 left. We'll have to do runway 13 right now. We'll load the route data. Here we are. Doing us a sample of levels, check and execute. And then put the forecast as well. Transition level on the other side. Initially I'll put 080, possibly 070. That's that. Radio, we don't need to do anything. The distance today is quite long. It's 3,054 miles. And I've got a flight plan distance of 3111, so it's a little bit shorter here, which makes sense. Then we'll do a route copy onto route 2 and then back to route 1. Check any outstanding uplinks, and this one is good, and 18,000 feet. Yeah, flaps 5, bingo.
Ready for the checklist?
Cool. The weight is 279. Yeah, that's correct. He's ready for the checklist. Beautiful. Hey, good morning, Apocalypse. How you doing? Thank you once again for the follow today. We hope to see you from time to time here. Right, let's bring this bad boy briefing. We're gonna go from the gate with the transponder, reduce the thrust, flaps 5, backs on, anti-ice and ADP is now required. Thrust reduction we set 1500, accelerating at 3000, SID and weather and terrain. Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Flight instruments.
Heading 134, altimeter 2961.
Heading 134. Altimeter 2961. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Before coffee, checklist complete. Cool, excellent. What's next? Still boarding outside. It's looking good. Gonna have the United 747. Another 747 here. I don't know what scenery they have and how correct the the ramp is designed here, but to maneuver like large burns like this is gonna be interesting. Anyway. Cool. So we'll move on to the... We've got the fuel, yeah, we've briefed. I'll start the APU actually. I think the day is slowly starting to break. Yeah. Starting to be a little bit brighter now. There's another speedboat. Cool. Oh yeah, you got all the time in the world today, Strato. I'll see you around. Right, so we're gonna do the performance entry now. Critical data entry, as they say. So we got a zero fuel weight of 216.2, which is what I entered earlier on, plus 64.3 tons of fuel minus a little bit of taxi, so 280.5 at the moment is the gross weight. Assumed temperature is gonna be what did I calculate? 63 degrees. So although you're embarking on a 6-hour flight and taking a little bit of extra fuel and everything, you still manage to derate quite a bit. You know, that's still 280 tons, and you derate quite significantly there. 63 degrees. 88% on the N1. It is a long runway, but you still manage to derate quite a bit. Key engine out and axle and thrust reduction are all standard, so no issues here. Then flaps are 5, as we said. The CG given by a PMDG. If I was in the aircraft, then that will be determined by the load sheet. But here it's automatically done by the simulator, 30%. And then the speed should be 173, so we're gonna accelerate quite a bit. 177, ooh, and 179. So once again, the PMDG speeds are wrong, but we're at 30, 330, 250 below 10,000 feet. 18,000 as the transition. And initially, he said 310, 33, 35 we can already do. So yeah, no issues for the Oceanic entry if we need to make it 350. By the time we get there, we'll burn a bit of fuel. At the moment, shows 18 tons of fuel on landing. Amazing. Right, so we'll set V2 179. Since we have heading, we can arm LNAV, VNAV actually. Track 134 and 5,000 feet. Cool. Let me disconnect the ground power. Ground flight deck.
Go ahead.
Please disconnect the ground equipment.
Roger.
Cool, I think I'm good. Right, so time to chill out because it's still a little bit early. I don't think it's going to take half an hour to taxi out. I knew it's going to get busy soon, huh? I think that's Terminal 8 with American Airlines. This is all empty. Now we're probably gonna taxi out this way around, and I think in the background here is runway 13 right. So not too bad of a taxi. If we look at the EFB, that's pretty much what I expect from Victor here, which is actually Alpha 1. Then go out on Alpha all the way around, maybe at some point cross, and then down here to 13 right. So not too bad. What's the OEW for the Bravo the Boeing 777? If I understand what you mean by OEW, is it the empty weight? The empty weight depends on a lot of things, but because it depends if you take into account, for example, you know, the catering and all that stuff, what sort of weight you use for the crew. But usually around 165, 170 tons, something like that. Apocalypse, how do you decide which climb mode to use? The computer does it automatically. So when I entered the assumed temperature here, it went automatically armed climb 2 here. So it does it automatically. You don't have to think about it. If you want to add a little bit more thrust in the climb, then you can select it manually. But initially, you just let the computer work it out. So yeah. Very often, Rayuda, the FMC reserve is the fuel to the alternate. So from destination to go to the alternate, and that includes going around that destination. Then obviously climb to cruise altitude, cruise along, and then descend and approach and land at your alternate airport, plus half an hour of holding fuel above your alternate. So that's usually what you put in the FMC reserve. Oh, there's actually quite a lot of people there. Oh, I better maybe start making a move. Here's Volanta. Terminal 7, there's a few speed burns there. And Terminal 4 there is quite busy. And then I think this is Terminal 1. That's quite busy as well. So yeah, we'll start making a move.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is ready to go.
Ladies
Thanks.
and gentlemen,
If you
welcome
need
on board
anything,
our
just let
flight
me know.
today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments.
Ground flight deck.
If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant.
Can we pressurize hydraulics?
If you are unable to accommodate
You're
any
clear to
item
pressurize the
in the
hydraulics.
cabin, please bring it to the boarding door.
Before
and we
start
will check it for
procedure.
you.
Are we clear to
Also review
pressurize?
the safety
Yes.
instruction in your seat
Okay.
pocket. If you're
Right,
seated
let's
at an
pressurize
exit
the
seat,
hydraulics.
also review the exit seating
So
criteria.
he's gonna set the hydraulic panel up here. All the demand pumps go onto auto, and then the primary pumps come on. Obviously, the primary pumps are showing the fault light because the engines are not running at this stage, so that's normal. We've got the main pumps for the fuel
we're still waiting on the approval from the
beacon
Cross organizers.
on. Oh, some people
ready
are
for the
trying to
checklist.
fly like I did last time with no slots. And the one thing I have to do is set the trim. The trim should be 4.75, so the trim here, 0.75.
Commission, did you get my experience script?
I'm ready for the
Kelvin
checklist.
27, I have your flight
Before
plan.
start, checklist.
Stand by, it may be a while.
Can I get an ETA on that commission?
Before start,
A while.
checklist. Flight deck door. Closed and locked. MCP.
Set and checked.
Talking hours.
Takeoff speeds.
Set and checked.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Completed. Trim.
I don't have
Set
an
and
answer for you.
checked.
Taxi
It
and
falls
takeoff
to the CTP
briefing.
gods. at this
Completed.
Before start checklist complete.
point. So they,
Happy Pierre, you're a star. Save the day. Oh god. Right, engine starts now. Let's see with the ramp. You saved the day indeed. Because to have like the black screen at the bottom there would have been like nonsense.
284 Lima, request standby.
Roger. Anything else? Area 21 heavy, holding short at Mike Alpha.
Ramp, good morning, Speedbird 116 heavy, gate 4, request push and start. Ramp, good morning, Speedbird 116 heavy.
Speedbird 116 heavy, Speedbird Kennedy, good morning.
Good morning, ramp, Speedbird 116 heavy, gate 4, requests push and start.
Speedbird 116, Speedbird Kennedy, your push and start's approved, nose to the left.
Push and start approved, nose to the left, Speedbird 116 heavy. Cool, push and start approved, let's go.
Taxi to 3 right.
So,
Lufthansa
Therefore, push and start.
179 heavy,
you want to start the engines before pushback? No.
Taxi 2, hold short of taxiway Alpha and ground point out.
Taxi to Alpha and hold short Alpha, Lufthansa 179.
And who's the other
Your
one?
day is just breaking, huh?
Saudi 21 heavy, you're cleared into the ramp.
We're ready for pushback.
Did you call Speedbird 116 heavy?
Sorry, Speedbird 16 heavy negative.
Roger.
21 heavy, just confirm the gate for
Locking gear.
Locking gear.
Saudi 21 heavy, do you need to enter there, or can you, where do you need to enter?
I'd like you to meet your captain.
And Bronze, thank you very much for the follow.
Welcome aboard.
You're very welcome.
Captain,
Welcome
your
aboard.
navigator, Mr. Unger, and your first officer, Mr. Dunn. Unger, over. Over. Done.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
busy.
nose
It
to
looks
the
like there's
left,
a couple on the
indeed.
November side there, but yeah, Terminal 1 is basically packed on the east side there.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear.
Pullman, Pullman 920 Papa, you can hold short of...
The view changes are
ground
a little bit hot, I think. I'll maybe try to abstain. Because every time it kind of gives me like my heart is missing a beat, you know, every time you change the views, goes like dark and it thinks about it, and I think it's just because of VATSIM. That's really what buggers the computer.
November, request start up and pushback.
Okay,
Start sequence is 1 then 2.
355, Speedbird Kennedy.
Start the left engine.
Your push and start is approved.
Push and start is approved, Conrad 355.
Right, so the start switch is on start up here.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. This is your purser speaking. Please direct your attention to
bring
the
the fuel in.
cabin for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on board this aircraft.
I'm sorry, Shamrock
Regulations
104.
require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions. Provided information signs.
Is the engine spinning?
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release
Shamrock
the seatbelt,
104,
lift
Blue Ramp, good morning. Your push and start the crew nose to the right onto the heavy line.
It's okay. We're not gonna clip the tail, I think.
Doors are clearly marked with exit.
I'm sorry, was there anyone else?
Maybe the stabilizer.
Each
No!
with an escape slide. Locate the nearest exit.
I say it's going underneath. That's good.
Correction, sorry, Air France 007, Kennedy Ramp, you're loud and clear.
The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen mask will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask even though the bag may not inflate.
Air France
No, sorry.
007,
I thought I was being disturbed. That's okay.
correction, Kennedy Ramp, good morning.
Right.
So I've got another aircraft.
Start the right engine.
Pushing off your left. Would you be able to make a straight pushback or just like a slightly crooked pushback to get next to it?
Tighten the straps and once outside the aircraft, pull on the tabs to inflate your jacket.
Oil pressure.
If the jacket fails to inflate,
Good morning,
use the
Singapore
tube placed
24,
near
holding
the
shot of
neck.
Golf going to gate
Your jacket
3.
is equipped with a light that will automatically
Singapore 24.
The change of views there are...
flight. Smoking is not
Yeah, I'm going
permitted
do,
in
do,
the
do,
cabin or in the lavatories.
Air
Cabin
France
lights will
007,
not
okay,
turn
thanks.
off.
You
Reading
can
light buttons
push,
are located
so
over your head.
you're pushing starts to first.
Thank you very much for your attention.
Push and start approach. Confirm push tails to the south.
Kennedy Ramp, Delta 795, terminal 263, ready to taxi.
Delta 795, Kennedy Ramp, yes, for taxi to hold short of Alpha and
Wow, we get the
ground
puff
line
of smoke.
Hold short Alpha, ground point 9, Delta 795, thanks.
Yeah, it's the transition from outside views to inside views where there's a kind of like goes a little bit funky. Anyway, well, back in progress, confirm good engine start.
Air France 007 Heavy, confirm pushback tails to the south.
Yeah, Air France 007, tail, yeah, more like tail north, basically, so like just a bit to the left.
Is he already gone?
Okay, we push back and
Oh no, here he is.
Thank you. And Air France 007, if you could just check your squawk code real quick, please.
yes, my squawk
Right.
code 1404.
Flaps 5.
Yeah, that's correct, you're just not
Flaps
squawking it, it doesn't look like that.
Okay, thanks.
It's gonna offer the flight control page, so we'll check the flight controls. Up, down, left, right.
Saudia 21, if you're still on the frequency, ground point 9, please.
Frequency ground 0.9. That's very US. Yeah, he spends too much time with the driver.
Saudia 21 Heavy, can you do me a favor? Left on Mike Alpha and hold short of Bravo, please.
What do you mean by HOTA setup, flight sim race? Not really sure what the HOTA setup is. I think any joystick, I mean, this is what I have. I mean, it's just like
Yeah, Saudia
simulation
21, I'm
joystick.
clearing a ramp, actually, so yeah, I'm clearing a spot for you now. If you could actually do me a favor, taxi around Alpha, hold short on November.
Unless you want to push the boat a little bit further, but he's walking away, so that's good. So
Yeah, and
check
I've got
the
two
rudder,
pushing off of
left, center,
that area,
right,
and
center.
so after they move, I can get you in, okay?
Okay, appreciate it. 200.
Right. Before taxi checklist.
Ramp Virgin 1732, all set now, ready for taxi.
Before
Virgin
taxi checklist.
1732,
Anti-ice,
Kennedy Ramp,
auto,
utilize hotel, hold
recall,
short of Alpha,
checked.
ground point 9.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Hold shot
Clear.
of Alpha, ground
Before taxi checklist.
119, Virgin 1732.
Clear left.
Clear right.
A ramp, Speedbird 116 heavy, request taxi.
Speedbird 116 heavy, hold short taxiway Alpha, ground point 9, good morning. Speedbird.
Hold short taxiway Alpha, ground point 9, Speedbird 160 heavy, good day. So yeah, as expected, taxi straight ahead, all short of Alpha.
KLM 643,
and then
Kennedy
ground point
ramp, taxi, hold short of Alpha, and ground point 9.
Taxi holding short Alpha, ground point 9.
We have 20 minutes to take off time. Hey, Blackbeard, how are you doing? Good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome to JFK. I 1219. And the 8th now is... Where am I going? 9. Everything here. November, okay. Ground, good morning, Speedbird 116 heavy, holding short Alpha, information November.
Speedbird 116 heavy, Kennedy ground, good morning, runway 13 right, taxi via left turn Bravo, hold short November.
The cabin's ready.
Okay, left turn Bravo, hold short November, Speedbird 116 heavy. Okay.
So, France 4420 heavy, that Saudi should be holding short in November. That should give you enough room to squeeze by. If that's not the case, let me know.
Bravo is gonna be the second one on the left.
I'll squeeze by for 4420, thanks.
Roger.
Roger. So we go first on uniform, which is in the gap here, and then on to Bravo. Because this one here to the right is Alpha, and we want to go on to Bravo, so come here. Early morning time, and we'll get to London, it'll be dark.
Good morning to you, this is Virgin 1732, holding short.
Let's go! The scenery is the FS Dream Team scenery, which is
good morning, runway 13
mostly
right,
okay to be fair.
Right turn Alpha, hold short of November.
It's just a couple of taxiways which are not updated or up to date anymore, but otherwise it's okay. The cabin was ready, so we'll set the weather before takeoff checklist.
I don't think so.
Alright, stand by. We'll try and move him.
Before takeoff
checklist.
Ground,
good morning, Condor 355 heavy holding short Alpha.
Checklist complete.
Condor 355 heavy, Kennedy ground, good morning. Taxi straight out November. Join.
What I need to do is
join right turn Alpha and hold short November Charlie.
Condor 355 heavy joining right.
Relatively narrow taxiways in JFK. There's not a lot of space on those taxiways. November will be
France 4420 heavy,
down.
contact Kennedy Tower 1239, 239, good day.
239, good day for the footprint.
So far so good.
Kennedy ground, Cam 643 request taxi holding short Alpha.
Yeah, I saw something this morning about MSFS20 that there was an update which actually was like a downgrade, and they were like suggesting not to update MSFS20. So I'm not a big fan. It's about, as I said before, it's about like love and hate relationship
right to
with
left
me, you know?
at the second intersection up ahead.
Second intersection, give way to the KLM Virgin 1732.
It looks good to me, but
Condor 355
still
heavy, runway 13 left, taxi via Alpha, hold short of uniform.
still a little bit like
355 heavy, 13 left via
game,
Alpha, hold short uniform.
It's getting along nicely.
Heavy, that Saudi should be entering the ramp where the Condor came out. Once he's clear, you
slowly but surely.
Taxi Taxi, upstairs 179, thanks.
So far, it's not too busy on the ground. I see maybe, Matt, I don't know if you're still here, the thing with the lights, because every time you change views, the lights are off, then they come back on. You see that one in front? Maybe needs a little patch for the lights. Now they're off. Unless it's because the day is breaking as well. Right, November. Yeah, November is further down. We've got 14 minutes to the CTOT, so it's actually gonna work out nicely. On the ground, of course, always have to add a little bit of power, because otherwise the aircraft slows down, which it wouldn't in real, but here there's a little bit of friction and stuff, so it kind of slows down. November. Oh yeah, got it. Cool.
Lufthansa 179 heavy contact Kennedy Tower 123.9. Good day.
So I won't chat too much because I'm trying to pay attention to the taxi instructions and stuff.
Okay.
I'm not being aloof. Then we've got 6 hours.
Kennedy ground, Cam 643.
KLM 642, go ahead.
Cam 643, confirm.
Yeah, it's busy on this side. It's very busy now. There's a lot of aircraft.
KLM 643 heavy, you are on Bravo, but negative on the Echo Alpha. It's going to be Bravo. Take that all the way to uniform on your way to runway 13.
It is a good aircraft, to be fair, Blackbeard. I mean,
okay, Bravo, then
the add-on is good.
Uniform,
It's an aircraft appropriate for the type of flying we're doing
KLM
today.
643 heavy, it's going to end up being a right turn onto uniform, but you get the idea.
Okay, right uniform, Cam 643.
Truck 104 holding Alpha.
The Alpha and Bravo taxiways are kind of forming some sort of a loop around the airport.
Jamrock 104 heavy,
So
you advise on a
it's,
KLM 777 crossing right
relatively easy to kind of navigate your way around once you know where
Jamrock
you're going.
104 heavy, follow the traffic, runway 13 left, taxi via
And the
Bravo.
346, yeah, because the 346 was recently the new fashionable aircraft, the new add-on.
Condor 355 heavy, runway 13 left,
Was
continue
it
taxi
Tolis
via
on
Bravo,
explain
left on
about
uniform, you'll be
hype
number 1.
went on about that one?
Bravo and then left on uniform, Condor 355 heavy.
Delta 795 at uniform at uniform give way to a 747-200. He'll be number 1, you'll be number 2.
Roger, we'll give way at uniform.
Right, so that's going to be November intersection.
Speedbird 116 heavy, runway 13 right, continue taxi via right turn November, Papa Foxtrot.
Okay, right turn November, Papa Foxtrot, Speedbird 116 heavy.
Virgin 1732
Okay.
heavy, runway 13 right, continue taxi via Alpha,
check this
November,
one.
Papa Foxtrot, give way to a Speedbird 777 at November.
Let's continue taxi to November.
So we're going to turn right here.
Give way to the Speedbird 777, Virgin 1732.
And then go across.
Virgin 1732, just confirm it's Alpha, November, Papa Foxtrot.
And 3
Alpha,
Concords.
November, Papa,
Although the
Papa,
Concords,
Papa,
they were
Papa,
told
Foxtrot,
that they
Virgin
wouldn't be
1732.
part of the event today. Because they're flying above and it doesn't really apply. So this is Quebec here and we're leaving on the side. And then we're going to Papa Foxtrot, which I think is the last one. So that's Papa. Coming up on the right. Like Charlie, caution. Don't go onto the runway there.
Kennedy ground, good morning, Speedbird 43, Charlie stand 6 with Mike Kennedy 513 left, push and start please.
Okay, not bad.
Speedbird 43, Charlie Heavy Kennedy ground, good morning. Would you like to push on Alpha?
Hey, Sam, sir.
Oh, looks like number 1 here.
Speedbird 43, Charlie Heavy standby. Speedbird 116 Heavy Tower 123.9, good night.
123.9er, Speedbird 116 Heavy, good day.
Condor 355 Heavy Tower 119.1, take care.
Tower 1191, Condor 355 heavy, thank you very much, bye-bye.
123.9. the flight deck is quite forward, so the gear is... Tower, good morning, Speedbird 116 Heavy, taxiing to Papa Foxtrot.
Speedbird 116 Heavy, Kennedy Tower, hold short runway 13 right.
Hold short 13 right, Speedbird 116 Heavy. Oh, airborne from Atlanta, beautiful, loads of traffic but well organized, so massive thank you to the US controllers, way too early for them. Yeah, it's a little bit early on a Saturday, it's coffee time. Huh?
Tower, pleasure, good morning to you, this is Virgin 1732.
Virgin 1732.
Runway entry
Heavy
procedure.
Kennedy Tower, good
Check.
morning, hold short runway 13 right.
We'll do it
Hold
now.
short runway 13 right, Virgin 1732.
Who's this guy? As I said, I don't want to change views too much for the moment. Oh, Lufthansa, no? Lufthansa 340. Very nice. Yeah, it really is VATSIM like that slows down the simulator like that. It's gonna be another day of like... Right, let's see. Well, never burnt the taxi fuel actually, because we started taxiing with 64.3 and we're down to 63.6, so that's a little bit of extra fuel for later on. But
Lufthansa 179 Heavy,
when
contact New York departure 135.9er.
when you do your flight planning, you've got to kind of you know, plan for the worst case scenario, because
Speedbird 116 Heavy, caution wake turbulence, fly turn right heading 155, wind 080 at 8, runway 13 right, cleared for takeoff.
yeah, fly heading 155, clear for takeoff, runway 13 right, Speedbird 116 Heavy. Okay, so we're set 155. I'll disengage LNAV since we're not flying the runway heading anymore, and we'll make this one heading. We're going to Papa Foxtrot. What's the clearance? So Papa Foxtrot is the last one on the left. This one is in sync. Beautiful. London, here we come. Fully. Right, so that's gonna be Papa Foxtrot. Full length. Which is fine because I calculated the performance from one of the intersections, so. A little bit early on the slot actually. 6 minutes early. Not bad.
Approaching. 13 right.
That is confirmed. Right. So we are clear for takeoff.
On runway 13 right.
That's a very US thing as well, where the puppy lights are flashing. It's not like a scenery problem. That's something they have in the US to show that the runway is occupied. So the puppy lights are actually flashing when there's an aircraft on the runway. It's quite cool. Right, ready? Let it go. Takeoff. Takeoff. Want to respond. Takeoff.
Check.
Press ref.
Virgin 1732 Heavy, expected delay of 2 minutes for separation.
2 minutes for separation, Virgin 1732.
Z1.
Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up. Autopilot.
Check. 400 feet.
Heading select. Right, so we'll take...
Cuba 116 heavy contacts New York departure 135.9
135.9 speed burned 116 heavy by.
Yep.
Yep. 135.9.
Version 1732 heavy, turn right heading 155, wind 080 at 8, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
Right heading 1.
Kennedy departure, good morning, speedbird 116 heavy, passing 2,300, climbing 5,000.
Speedbird 116 heavy, New York departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 11,000.
Climb and maintain 11,000, speedbird 116 heavy.
New York departure, Delta 795, 3,300, 5,000.
Delta 795, New York departure, radar contact. Just be advised your sound is coming.
Yeah, no, I took off because I know that I'm the person who's on the runway, and I was clear for takeoff, so that's okay.
Maintain 17,000.
That's the 17,000, we'll try and work on the sound, Delta 795.
Lufthansa 116 heavy, turn
Flaps
left
1.
090.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
I'm sorry, Speedbird 116 heavy, turn left heading 090.
Left heading 090, speed burned 116 heavy.
Delta 795, turn left heading 040.
Left 040,
And that was better, for the record, that was a little bit better.
Flaps
some
up.
of that background noise.
Speed checked. Flaps up.
Roger, that's good, that's 795.
Lufthansa 179, verify you're going to Happy, not intercepting a line from Kennedy, just to verify.
Lufthansa 179.
After takeoff, checklist.
Happy.
Okay, very good. Lufthansa 179 heavy, connect Boston Center 134.0.
After takeoff, checklist.
4.0, Lufthansa 179, thanks for your help.
Take care now.
After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete.
Checkly check. Yeah, once again I had that problem on the takeoff with the thrust, but it's okay. I managed.
New York departure, good morning.
Let's go indeed.
We have one passing 4,000, left heading 110.
KLM 643 heavy, New York departure, radar contact, turn left heading 060.
We're just coming out of the cloud layer there. We're gonna get
116 heavy, clear direct Happy.
Director Happy, Speedbird 116 heavy.
KLM 643 heavy,
Direct to Happy, cause I'm happy.
Can maintain 1000, KLM 643.
Let's do it here. Direct to Happy. Confirm, execute, no nav. And now we can change to track. Because the LNAV is a track, is no longer a heading, we're flying.
My departure, sorry, Delta 795, one of those moments, what was that altitude one more time, what was that too?
Yeah, the sun is rising, beautiful.
I'm sorry, the last aircraft call, say again?
So it was not too painful actually on the ground in Kennedy, it was alright.
17,000, please.
17,000, thank you.
It's getting busy though.
Connect Boston Center 134.0.
I confirm this was for Speedbird 116 heavy.
4.0.
Locked.
Speedbird 116 heavy, New York.
Pass your message, Speedbird 116 heavy.
I'm sorry, your readback was blocked, so I didn't know. Thank you and have a good morning.
Just to confirm the Boston frequency, please, for Speedbird 116 heavy.
34.0.
134.0, Speedbird 116 heavy. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Good morning.
Take care. Good morning. Happy CTP. KLM 43 heavy, connect New York Center 125.32.
Alright, we'll reduce the rate of climb.
1,000 feet to level off. 10,000
check.
feet.
We can accelerate. Boston, good morning. Speedbird 116 heavy, climbing 11,000, direct Happy.
Seabird 116, Boston Center, good morning. Climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climb and maintain level 310, Speedbird 116 Heavy, request level 330.
Seabird 116, affirmative. You can expect that in a couple minutes. The next controller will get you that. But for now, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Roger, climb level 310, Speedbird 116 Heavy. 310 is set, and press ref, VNAV speed. Climbing level 310. Beautiful. Check the sun. So yeah, it's very paradoxical because the sun is rising now, and as I said earlier on, maybe 2/3 across the ocean, the sun will set in the back, and that'll be it. It'll be a very short day actually. Yeah, that's it now. One of the most difficult bits is getting out of the airport. Once you're airborne now, I think it's becoming a little bit easier. How long the flight is? The flight is 6 hours and 15 minutes roughly. That's the plan today. Yeah, there's not much to see, is all a cloudy layer. Let's go, yes indeed. Let's go, let's go. So then we'll negotiate the Oceanic clearance and everything, which makes me think I've got to log on onto that NatTrack website actually. I'll do that on the other computer. Because I think this one, although it's a good computer, is already starting to struggle. Starting to struggle a little bit. It's so busy. Okay.
Condor 355, have a great flight. Contact Boston Center 134.7.
Is that for me? Yeah, Archibald, as real as it gets, indeed.
Condor 355, connect Boston Center 134.7.
Condor 355, Boston
I
Center
think we are quite fortunate, you know, to have something
Lufthansa 179, looks like you made a wrong
such
turn there. Europe's the other way. Turn right heading 360, let me get your
like
point
an event of such a magnitude organized like that is amazing.
Lufthansa 179.
It's really good.
No worries. Speedbird 116, clear direct Yahoo.
Direct to Yahoo, Speedbird 116 Heavy. Yahoo! Anyway, we are turning to it, I think.
Lufthansa 179, continue the right turn heading 050.
Yeah.
You can expect...
We're turning to Yahoo, so...
to go direct to Yahoo, but for now, just by heading 050.
Direct to Yahoo now. So we're approaching the transition altitude, 18,000 feet.
Lufthansa 179, turn right heading 050.
Set the altimeters to standard.
050,
like
Lufthansa
so.
179.
Yes, that way we are following what I would call fantasy tracks, because there's no, at this precise moment in time, there are no published tracks or no active tracks going towards the east. So yeah, we are flying on fantasy tracks, so I'm supposed to be on track Victor today, of all tracks. The eastbound tracks are only available from 1 o'clock in the morning Zulu until 8 o'clock in the morning Zulu. And if I remember well the rules and regulations, the tracks are active at 30 west, so right in the middle basically.
Up to 220, Virgin 732.
So yeah, this time there's no active tracks. Maybe actually now we've got the westbound tracks in Realm which are active, and a few months ago with the whole global situation, there were like no tracks used or maybe only one a day. But nowadays it's picked up again, so I think we'll have track Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo maybe. So it gets quite busy nowadays.
1732, clear direct Yahoo.
That's correct, that way, yeah. The eastbound track during the night, yeah. The red-eye flights.
Lufthansa 179, are you able to rejoin the route via direct Yahoo, or would you need that vector for a few more minutes?
Lufthansa 179. I should be able
Maybe getting better outside.
Okay, Lufthansa 179, clear direct Yahoo.
Clear direct Yahoo.
I like the livery as well. It's quite a nice one. I was going to do the flight to Paris, but because I had the scenery for JFK and London, I thought I'll do that one. I was thinking of doing JFK to Paris, to be fair. So, but today we are speed burned. I like the call sign as well. I have to say.
1732, climb and maintain for level 260.
Up to 260, Virgin 1732.
Virgin 1732, you can expect flight level 390 at least initially for your climb, and then once you get over Oceanic, they may have higher for you. But for now, just maintain flight level 310.
Yeah, we'll maintain flight
Oceanic
310 for
clearance
now.
website, so
We'll
it's
see what
good.
happens after. Thanks, Virgin 1732.
Beautiful.
Speedbird 116, contact Boston Center 132.3. Good morning.
132.3, speed burned 116 heavy. Bye bye.
Okay.
132.3.
Boston Center, Lufthansa 179, we might need heading.
It doesn't like changing from the outside to the inside.
No problem, Lufthansa 179. For now, turn right heading 100.
I'll avoid going outside, I think, because I'm gonna give myself a heart attack, I think. Boston, good morning, Speedbird 116 heavy, climbing for level 310.
Speedbird 116, Boston Center, climb and maintain for level 330.
Climb and maintain for level 330, Speedbird 116 heavy. 330 set, which is what we want now, 330 in the FMC as well. And it's the optimum, not so much the recommended. Oh yeah, it's recommended now, just now, you see. 16 tons of fuel on arrival in Heathrow. That's more than an hour and a half to hold. If I have to hold for an hour and a half, it's a good evening. That should be good. Cool. Coolie. What does it look like on Volanta now? Very busy. Oh la la. It's the beginning, huh? It's really the beginning. We'll keep an eye on what's going on. Here I am there. There's this guy going to LFPG. So yeah, this is really the beginning. From Miami, it's starting to take shape a little bit. Toronto, Chicago here as well, un poquito. These guys are from Atlanta already a little bit. There's a few here. Yeah, it's taking shape. Obviously in Europe they've got plenty of time. Cool. Mo 35, yeah, I do have cell call here. Yeah, the cell call will come through with the pilot, I think, so we'll do a circle check when we enter the ocean, and that'll be it really. Yeah, the ETA is 1743. So not a long haul flight. It's only 6 hours and a bit. So yeah, that's the situation with Volanta. So that's interesting because with Volanta here they published the Cross The Pond tracks. So we've got Victor here, we've got more tracks down here, and more tracks to the north. Oh wow, these are quite north up here, towards Greenland and Iceland. These are supposed probably to go to Helsinki, possibly around to Berlin. Wow. It's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll begin.
There's a lot of tracks today, even in real there's not so many tracks.
Given to you on boarding for the 2 meal choices and the beverage choices available. We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
Yeah, Leonel, it's not too bad actually to do the flying over the ocean here on VATSIM, because all you need to do is fly your flight plan route, you know. There's not enough letters for all the tracks, indeed. I think they were maybe starting to run a little bit short.
1,000 feet to level off.
Boston Center, Pleasant Valley, this is Virgin 1732.
Got track K2 and K1 at the very top.
Level 390.
Up to 390, Virgin 1732.
Right. So we're gonna level off at 330. 81 knots on the wind here.
Good evening, Lufthansa 179 with you at flight level 290, and we are tracking heading of 100.
Lufthansa 179, Boston Center, roger.
Cool, so far so good. Speed enough path, arrival 330. That's Boston here. Okay. Yeah, no worries, my PPL. We'll see you in a bit. Enjoy, it's a long flight. Right, so we'll wait a little bit for the step to fly level 350. The Oceanic entry is at Porty, and it looks like we're gonna get to Porty at 13:41, so in just under 2 hours, so plenty of time still. Yeah, as I said, Leonel, for the Oceanic clearance, if there is a controller, and of course today there is one, more than one even.
Reference 4420, contact Boston Center.
There is
4.7.
a website where you can request the clearance, and the website is basically asking for. I can actually, let me see if I can put it on this. I don't think I'm gonna break the sim. Sure. Yeah, no, it won't. It's not gonna work. Yeah, it's regarded. But yeah, it's gonna the clearance is gonna basically ask you for, check template here. Ask you for the estimated time of arrival, the ETA at the Oceanic entry point. Gonna ask you for a flight level, and it's gonna ask you for a Mach number. So once you give out the information, ATC can then plan and get back to you with the clearance. And the clearance very often will give you the route, so whatever routing it is, flight level, and a Mach number. Ryuda, yeah, we'll do some ETOPS setup, but as I put in the video I made for YouTube, it's not like something too fancy or too complex actually for ETOPS. It's just a matter of getting a little bit more of an idea where you are, and use the display and the fixed page out of the FMC in particular to show yourself a little bit where all the airports are. But there's no fancy, complicated way of setting up, so it's just for situational awareness, as we say. So it's not too bad. So normally what we do is we would ask for Oceanic clearance with Gander, since that's gonna be Gander today, roughly from 90 minutes to the Oceanic entry point. So you don't have to ask exactly at 90 minutes, but 90 is the earliest you can ask, up to roughly about 30 minutes. If you wait until less than 30 minutes to the entry point, it's a little bit late. But anytime between 90 and 30 minutes. I like to request it early so that they have an idea, you know, what level in particular they can give you. The route normally is not changed, but it can happen, of course. And but the level sometimes is a little bit difficult to get when it's busy, so it's good to put your request in early so that they can plan in advance and give you the requested level. Yeah, exactly, Ryuda. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's more like situational awareness, knowing where you are, where the airports are. At the end of the day, ETOPS is mostly like a planning exercise, as I said in the video. It's not something, once you're in the air, ETOPS kind of comes out, you know. It's not really applicable anymore. You don't have to divert. If you have to divert, you don't have to divert to the nominated airports. You can choose, you know, where you want to go. So it's really for
179 unable, that's not in your flight plan route.
Legal purposes, really, that you do ETOPS. Starway 388, that's a very good question indeed. I do believe from Dublin...
116, contact Boston Center 128.75.
128.75, Speedbird 116 heavy. Bye-bye, so long.
Well, sounds at 179. Do you know what your actual filed route is? Because it doesn't have Tusky in it. Your next waypoint should be Yahoo.
Yahoo! That's gonna be Yahoo soon. Boston, good morning. Speedbird 116 heavy, flight level 330.
Speedbird 116, Boston, good morning.
Morning. This is so cool, man.
I'm guessing you're already direct VTOL, is that correct?
Negative, we're just clear direct to Yahoo, Speedbird 116 heavy.
Well, even better for you. Speedbird 116, when able, proceed direct VTOL.
Direct to Vital, Speedbird 116 heavy, thank you very much. Right to Vital. Really? I'll put Vital on top, then put a beam. It's not gonna take it, bugger. It's maybe a little bit too close. I wanted to take the beam Yahoo for the fuel, but we can make an beam point. Unless it's gonna get maybe a little bit too late. Yahoo. A beam. Take down the scratch pad. Split on top. Execute. Yeah. Gonna be alright. Just about. Cool. So I wanted to check the time and the fuel in particular. If you flight sim race, if you run the 777 engines at full power for more than 10 minutes, they start to tear themselves apart. I wouldn't think so. There is a limitation for takeoff power, and the 10 minutes number is correct because if you take off and you have like an engine failure, you're supposed to then be able to get back to a continuous thrust after 10 minutes. But I wouldn't say that the engines would tear themselves apart. Maybe after a while you would sustain some damage, but I doubt they would, because the engines are relatively solid, so to speak. Today we're flying British Airways today. Bit burned. Flying Squirrel, yeah, certainly we'll talk about the Oceanic clearance and what comes into it. As I said like a few minutes ago, it's basically you know, giving ATC, or ATC would have a flight plan with the route you request, and so what the Oceanic clearance involves is asking for or confirming the route, asking for a level and a speed, so Mach number, and ATC will get back to you. We got fuel in center, so with fuel in the center here, the system detects that we have a little bit of fuel in the center tank. So you've got the ICAS message asking you to switch the center tank pumps on. So that's what we'll do now. And if we look up here, got the center pumps, they are off at the moment. Which one on? Other one on. And now it's gonna pump the fuel a little bit in the middle. Where's the fuel synoptic? Yeah, now the engines are pumping fuel from the center tank, and actually it's not gonna last too long because at 1.2, so in 400 kilos, so it's not gonna take too long. It's gonna give us an ICAS message, another one, fuel low center. And with fuel low center, then you switch off the pumps again, and the remaining fuel will be sucked by scavenge pumps. So they are like low pressure, kind of like pumps that kind of suck up the fuel quite slowly from the center tank. And yeah, that'll be it for the center tank fuel. So the seat belts can come off. I do want to look outside, but I'm so concerned about the PC freezing or something. So does that answer your question, Flying Squirrel? Basically, yeah, that's what you'll do. Huh? You ask for the level, for the speed. They'll confirm the route. Sometimes the route you have in the flight plan can be unavailable. So in that case, then they will reroute you, give you another track, for example, or another routing. And then if that's the case, then you'll have to double check with them exactly what they want you to do, and then punching the new route in the computer and take it from there. What will be a good idea then also with the reroute is to check that with your company that you have enough fuel to make it to your destination. Depends how far, of course, the reroute
fuel pumps coming off
takes you. Oh, he's doing it. FS2 crew did the center pumps automatically there. What's the quantity? 1.4. Oh, so it took off the pumps again. Cool. But yeah, that's really the principle.
Boston Center, good evening. Lufthansa 179, maintaining flight level 290.
Lufthansa 179, Boston Center, good morning. When able, proceed direct VITOL.
Yeah, it's very... mind you, I was going to say it's only the beginning. No, it's not.
Direct VITOL intersection. Victor,
Because from New York and stuff, yes, maybe, but there's already like a big crowd over like Newfoundland. And so there's already a few aircraft ahead. And all these guys from Chicago and Toronto. So yeah, I'm gonna find myself at some point in the pack, which is good. Have a look outside. I wanted to take a couple of screenshots as well, so I'll try to appropriate time.
Sorry, Boston Center, Lufthansa 179, can you say again, sorry?
Sure, no problem, sir. I see you've turned. I just want to make sure. Confirm that you're proceeding direct to VITOL.
We are going direct VITOL, Lufthansa 179.
Wonderful, thanks.
Screenshot,
and is there
done.
any chance we could get to flight level 370?
Stand by. Just confirm that you're in your,
right.
You have a slot in the event.
Don't think I do.
That's the big question mark.
Lufthansa 179, roger. Then in that case, you'll have to make that request with Oceanic.
You have a slot for the event. Drop. And then save. Cool. I'll get my first screenshot in. It's an amazing. Yeah, this guy he likes screenshots. Huh? Right, here's the flight. Add screenshot. Done. Bob's your uncle. There is. Woohoo! Fantastic. $80 planes on the ground, Roy, in Chicago. God, that is monstrous. Actually, I think out of JFK there were not too many planned, from what I remember when the booking came up. I think it was maybe, I don't know, 40 or 50 for the whole duration of the event. Right, let me double check. well the flight plan is doing. So at Yahoo we had 57.2 tons of fuel, and at Yahoo we're supposed to have Yahoo 55.7. Ah, okay, cool. So we are I can put comment. At Yahoo 7.2. So that's what we will do as well. Is on the flight plan write the actual fuel.
Morning, when able proceed direct Vitol.
I don't know if I can increase the size of this bad boy. Anyway, we are 1.5 ton over.
Vitol, Victor,
so
India, Tango, Oscar, Lima.
Cool. And then at Vitol, we'll see what it's like.
So Bonzo 179, proceed direct to Vitol.
No, I'm not really sure, Alrock, about the FS20 sceneries. I'm not looking too much at FS20, so I'm not really the person to tell you about FS20, to be fair.
Yes, sir. It's the next one in your flight plan. It's after Yahoo. It's Vitol. Victor, India,
no worries.
Tango, Oscar, Lima.
Thanks for popping in. See you on the 12th of Never.
Negative, Captain. This is non-negotiable. Change course immediately, or I will be forced to blow you out of the sky.
Tell the wheel. Tell the wheel right now, Captain.
I'm saying that because normally people like rock up for like either like a little question like that, then go away, or otherwise they rock up for the takeoff, then they go away, and then they maybe come back for the landing, and as soon as the landing is done, then they go away as well. So 40 is still 1340. Right, so one thing I'm gonna do to get an update on the
good morning, Virgin 3 Alpha.
ETAs is
Virgin 3 Alpha, Boston Center, good morning.
change the winds here.
When able, proceed direct to Vitol, Virgin 3 Alpha.
Oh, you're doing Cross the Pond but without VATSIM. Cool. Mind you, that saves the stress of everything, but you kind of lose a little bit of the charm and the reality of and the realism of VATSIM. Right, so let's update the winds then. We'll got 370, it's good. 330, it's good. I'll delete maybe 270 and 290, and we'll set 330 here. Oh, doesn't want to. Ah no, it's already there, that's why. I was wondering why it didn't work. 350, and we'll set 310. Alright, execute that. Then request the new pins. No, I know it takes a while to do the whole flight indeed. I see what you mean, it's 6 hours plus, it's you have to be patient. Right, so the uplink is ready. We'll load the uplink with the pins. So now we've got the wind information from all those levels. 3.7, which we had initially, but 3.5 we didn't. 3.30 and 3.10, so I can execute that, the computer. And then in the VNAV page, next page, descent forecast. I can load also the descent forecast, which it looks it's the same as what was previously taken. You land at 1523 Zulu, a couple of hours before me, yeah. Cool. And now with the update, it wants us to climb to 350, but I'll still wait a little bit because there's no rush basically. There's broadcast. A warm welcome to VATSIM Cross the Pond, the 20th anniversary. Put that on. The 20th anniversary of this special event. If you are flying an even slot, please do double and triple check the routing that has been sent to you. It is important you file this route exactly. Throughout the day, we'll be posting updates at Twitter. Please share your screenshots. Enjoy the session. Very nice. Talking about screenshots, I'll put screenshot. Gone. Happy days. Right, so the next thing we can do is check the time and fuel at Vital. So 1209, 55.4 the fuel, and at Vital we should have 53.8, so we're still good. Oh, 54, 4.8, 55.4, sorry, 55.4 fuel. But if we look at our fuel again, we had 55.4, we need 53.8, so we are 1.6 extra. And the 53.8, I think here takes into account the additional fuel. Yeah, it does. It takes into account the additional fuel and the contingency as well. So we've actually still saving fuel. It's amazing. So far so good, really. Well, 1723, then Zulu AROC is quite close to my time, which is good. South of Nova Scotia right now. Oh, cool. So you're not too far forward. Here I am now, just I think Halifax. Yeah, south of Nova Scotia as well. Halifax is somewhere. Oh yeah, here is. That's Halifax there. Oh yeah. Hey, Strato, you're back. Cool. How was lunch?
Good morning, Air France 3477, climbing to fly low.
Oh, you're on St. John. Cool. New Brunswick. Fantastic. It's a very early morning for you.
Vital, Air France 3477.
Yeah, the sun is already coming up. We are flying quite fast in one direction and the sun is flying past in the opposite direction, so... Oh, you're observing the arrivals into Heathrow later on from the ATC side. Oh, that's cool. That's really good. You like the ATC side of things as well, yeah? from Prince Edward Island. Okay, I'm not really... Is this... Hold on, let me look at the map. Oh yeah, Prince Edward, here is. It's difficult to see it there on Volanta because of all the ATC... yeah, Prince Edward Island. It's Charlottetown? Summerside. That's cool. Very nice. Tiring moment, sister in Poland, so I gotta take care of the house. Hey. At least you've got the house to yourself to celebrate after the PPL. Woo. Oh, 30 minutes drive from there, cool. That's good. As you can tell, I'm a French. Oui. New Brunswick, there are a little bit of French spoken or not at all? Obviously in Canada the main kind of French speaking is Quebec, but I think in some of the states to the east there's sometimes a little bit of French spoken. Oh no, the dad is around, okay. So your dad is keeping an eye. Oh, so New Brunswick is 80% French. Ah, that's what I thought. So South New Brunswick is mainly English and North is 80% French. Yeah, I thought that in some of those eastern parts in Canada there was a little bit of French as well. Oh yeah, because of the border with Quebec, yeah. Oh yeah, it's true.
Hello, Walker 378, 337.
Because you've got the river there that kind of separates New Brunswick here and Quebec here. Yeah. Cool. The geographicing. Oh Roy, I've got a lot of fuel today, a lot of fuel. At the moment it shows 16 tons of fuel on arrival, so even if I divert, for example, with 6 tons, that's 10 tons of holding fuel. So 10 tons of holding fuel is roughly 100 minutes. You will multiply by 10, so 10 by 10 is 100, so 100 minutes of holding fuel, so an hour and 40 minutes roughly, if my maps are correct. So plenty of time. If I have to hold in Heathrow for an hour and a half plus, God, I'll be like Halloween before time, you know, I'll turn into a skeleton. Two-hour delay in Bovingdon, yeah. God, hope not. Yeah, I'll be doing a Halloween before time. You'll see me turn into a skeleton. 2 hours of holding. Mind you, once in the aircraft I did, I think it was an hour and 15 minutes worth of holding, because it was foggy, and an hour of 15 minutes of holding, and round and round and round you go. After a while it's a little bit like tedious here. No, I'm hopeful that Heathrow is not gonna be too busy, but never sell the bear of the skin before like killing it, as I'm translating from the French there, so never cry victory before it's acquired. So we'll see, because I think Heathrow will be a popular destination. I can't remember once again from the bookings, you know, how many options, how many flights there were, going to London Heathrow, but I would suspect that it's a popular choice. So, and there might be also non-event traffic and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Are you calling Boston?
Good morning.
Yeah, it's very early for these guys. In US, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning now, 8:20 or something like that on the East Coast.
Austrian 92, contact Moncton Center 132.7, so on.
1227, Austrian 92.
The volume has gone down.
501, contact Moncton Center 132.7, so on.
I'm losing him a little bit. Boston, Speedbird 116 heavy, radio check.
You're extremely weak and barely readable.
Yeah, am I still in your sector or do I need to change? Because I'm kind of losing you as well.
I'm sorry, and we're trying to figure it out. Moncton has changed Moncton is trying to figure out who everyone is supposed to go to. I would have thought that they would have done that days ago.
Okay, let me know, and if you can't get me, please send a text message because I'm starting to lose you there.
Yeah, certainly will. There's like 3 of you in that boat.
Roger.
Yeah, I was just about to say same for Virgin 1732. I think the 3 of us have the same issue at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's been total confusion with Moncton so far. I've had 2 guys log on to their northern sector. Nobody picked their southern sector. And so I'm asking, well, who should I send these guys to? They're 100 miles inside your airspace. We're trying to work it out.
No worries, thanks. Just keep us informed.
So there's an issue with...
And here we go. So let's do this in order. Seabird 117, contact the Moncton Center now 132.7, so on.
132.7, Speedbird 116, bye-bye.
Virgin 1732, same thing, 132.7.
So Moncton.
132.7, thanks for that, and have a good day in the party.
Center 15 minutes off. November 5, Lima, Moncton Center, that's 3 report back. Welcome.
Moncton, good morning, Speedbird 116, fly level 330, direct to Porty. A330 fan, bonjour, ça va?
Speedbird 116, Moncton Center, good morning.
Morning. Comment ça va aujourd'hui?
Montreal Center, Virgin.
Samus.
Good morning.
Was there a lot of traffic on departure? Yeah, it was starting to build up a little bit. I was only number 2, so it was not too bad for my departure, but there was a lot of aircraft parked, and it seems like it was starting to build up a little bit. So definitely quite busy, I think. They'll have a busy morning ahead. One of these days I'll have to try to do it as a air traffic controller, but as an air traffic controller it's a lot of work as well.
Boeing 456 with you for the 390 inbound and
Boeing 456, Moncton Center, good morning.
So Moncton would have also CPDLC, which here is a little bit difficult to simulate, so we don't really have it for the event, but you must have heard about CPDLC. Moncton would have CPDLC. In the US they don't really have it for some reason, but Moncton would have it. Then Gander Domestic, which is going to be the next sector, will have CPDLC as well. And then of course as you cross the ocean, Gander Oceanic and then Shanwick will have CPDLC. You must, if you're flying the event today or if you've kind of been reading about it, you must have read about ADSB, and they assume that all the aircraft have ADSB. So ADSB is kind of a system that sends the position via satellite back to air traffic control. So it kind of gives you almost an instant picture of the traffic. And to connect to the ADSB, you need basically to connect via CPDLC. So that's the way it works a little bit. But here we do not have it, so... The whole ADSB thing here on VATSIM for ocean flying like this, crossing the ocean, is a little bit simulated. It's not like an actual thing, of course, but... Right. We are 1 hour away, so I'll definitely request the clearance now. As I said, I'm not gonna put this on the computer here. I'll do it on the screen next door here. I'm gonna select the track, which is Victor. The nut entry fix is 40. The ETA will look at the ETA here.
79er, Moncton Center, good morning.
So here you're gonna ask me, how do you determine the ETA and why are you looking at the FMC? Because you've got the ETA here as well on the navigation display. So very often for the ETA, the best one is from the route data page here. So you've got Porty at 1336 and here Porty at 1327. So the best one to choose is here at Porty. So in the Oceanic clearance, I'm gonna put 1336 at Porty, like this. TMI is 303, I think. What is this? Flight level 350. GLL, request Oceanic clearance. You've received your clearance, standby for your... We received your request, standby for your clearance. Okay. End of message. Yeah, I think if you don't have ADSB, you have to do a position report. But to be honest, like nowadays, most aircraft have CPDLC and ADS. And some NAT tracks are actually, it's compulsory to have CPDLC and ADSB to fly certain tracks. So it's becoming more and more like a bit of a mandate. Hey, Berta Style, how are you doing? Good morning. How are you doing today? Welcome to the channel. We are on the way to London Heathrow with Cross the Pond today. Cross the Pond, Cross the Pond. Fantastic, eh? It's 6 hours and 15 minutes. Already airborne for almost an hour. It's amazing, eh? When
Bravo, Captain. A routine flight to Fort Lauderdale.
how time flies when you have fun.
Shut your
And Bear,
face,
thank you very much for the follow.
Smooth,
Thank you very much.
Captain. Very
Good to see you from time to time. So far, so good. Fingers crossed.
Musketeer 2 for Charlie, spec.
Managed to get out of JFK a few minutes early. Relatively easy, no drama to leave, except that little hiccup with FS2 crew, but otherwise everything was okay. So yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying that. Tuba flight, it's track Victor today, which once again I remind everybody that the tracks today are kind of fantasy tracks. They're not real flights, real tracks, and they're not even based on last night tracks. So they're purely made up tracks today. That's just for the events, and there's a lot of them. There's maybe 15 of them or something like that, which in real will be at the very, very most like half of that, maybe 7 or 8, but it's rare. And nowadays, although things are picking up, it's only maybe 5 or 6 of them. So, and at some point during the whole global crisis, there was one track. so there you go. But no, things are definitely picking up a little bit. So then the tracks are getting busy again. They are reactivated, which is good. So let's see if I can get the clearance back. Oh yes, I've got the clearance back. Ah, man. Ah, that's why. Okay, so I got the clearance back. Victor from Porty, fly level 350. And the mark actually was...
Lufthansa 179er, contact Moncton Center 132.2.
So I'll assume mark decimal 084. Okay. I'll have to confirm that.
ET at 501, Moncton Center 132.2.
Cool.
I'll say again for ET at 501. ET at 501, contact Moncton Center 132.2. 132.2, thank you. And Lufthansa 179er, Moncton Center.
I'll clarify with ATC maybe, because I didn't get the mark number and the clearance. Yeah, a few months ago, A330 fan, there was only one track going. Track Zulu eastbound, track Alpha westbound. There was so very little traffic that there was no need for like all those tracks to be published. And also what was going on is that at some point there was some sort of a trial for like random routes and letting the airlines fly a little bit, you know, what they wanted. So yeah, there was only one track per day, well, in each direction. So.
Delta 235, Moncton Center, good morning.
No, Flying Squirrel, that's the interesting about the North Atlantic tracks, is that they change every day depending on the winds. The air traffic control authorities, both in Gander for the eastbound tracks and Shanwick for the westbound tracks, work out a few hours in advance, you know, for the with airlines and within, you know, all the main actors. They will work out some routings, kind of try to take advantage of the winds, or otherwise avoid as much as possible the strong winds. And yeah, it's updated every day. So if you fly London to New York, for example, on day 1, the chances are the route on day 2 or day 3 is gonna be totally different. So yeah, it's updated every day. We try to take advantage of the winds, mostly in the eastbound direction, because of the strong jet stream over the Atlantic. Otherwise, try to avoid the jet stream westbound. So very often that means that the west tracks go quite far north, because the jet stream very often kind of sits mid-Atlantic around 50-55 degrees north. So the westbound tracks, to avoid the jet stream, need to go quite far north.
Moncton Center, good morning, Delta 1 Heavy.
I'm not sure about the free routing. You can definitely route and fly plan outside of the tracks. You don't have to stick to the tracks. The tracks are there just as guidance, or as like suggestions for your flight plan. You can do like the random routing, which means that, you know, you can, you know, fly plan any particular route. The only thing is that if you do a random route and it crosses the published tracks, then the routing might be denied, or you might be given a lower level below the traffic. So it's maybe not advantageous to fly plan outside of the tracks, in real at least. I mean, because here on VATSIM it's different. But yeah, so airlines would tend to kind of go along with the tracks, because at least they know they are in a certain structure instead of taking a risk, as I said, to for example to fly plan across the tracks or something. Because for ATC, if they've got a flight crossing 2 or 3 tracks, it's a bit of a headache because they won't know exactly where it's going. Most of the time, yeah, A330 fan, the trucks will be the most efficient because they are planned with efficiency in mind, you know, as I said, trying to take advantage of the wind and everything. So most of the time they will be the most advantageous routes to fly. Of course, it's mainly for North America to Europe, so for example, if you have like an airline flying from North Africa or from the Middle East or from maybe like Russia or something. For example, if you fly from North Africa, it might be like a more southerly route, so you won't maybe use the tracks and then you will be on the random route. And if you fly from Russia or the Middle East, very often it's like flying quite north and you avoid the tracks again, so it all depends.
Roger. Air France 555, Moncton Center. Oh, wait, he's away. Speedbird 208 for now. Reduce speed to Mach 0.8. Let's go Mach 0.81 for now.
Yeah, oh, I like the Archibald. You've got the NAT HLA document 007, that's the Bible, that's the reference. Yeah. Yeah.
Virgin 3 Alpha, Moncton Center, good morning.
High level airspace, North Atlantic document 007. It's like James Bond 007. The dispatcher Bible, yeah. Mind you, most of the time the fastest is if you fly less,
Center Cannon 41.
you save a little bit of fuel. So
20 minutes out of the cockpit, please.
KLM 421, that's approved. We're back.
Roger, we'll hold back.
Moncton, Speedbird 116 request.
Speedbird 116, Moncton.
Yeah, there was a mistake in the transmission of the Oceanic clearance and the receipt of the actual clearance with the MAC number. Would it be possible for you to clarify the MAC number that I was given, please?
Speedbird 116, stand by. Let me look into that for you.
Roger, thank you. Well, I'm thinking about it.
Speedbird 261, Moncton Center, good morning.
I'm hoping now that going over the ocean, the sim is a little bit less loaded.
Virgin 1732, Roger, welcome back.
Moncton Center, good morning.
No, it's
350.
is absolutely fascinating. You know, the whole crossing the Atlantic in particular is fascinating. The South Atlantic is a little bit more basic because there's no need for those clearances and stuff, and because there's less traffic, it's more like random routes, and ATC is a little bit more lax and stuff. But the North Atlantic, because there's a lot of traffic and it's really organized, it's quite interesting actually.
With you, flight level 330. United 008, Moncton Center, good morning, and there's someone else calling as well.
Air Transit 110, flight level 350.
Transit 110, Moncton Center, good morning. Moncton Center, United 420.
So in the aircraft, actually, if you don't get the clearance through data link, then Moncton, amongst others, well, Moncton and Gander Domestic would give you the clearance over the radio as well. So if you cannot get through via data link for any reason, or if the message is incomplete or anything like that, then they would clarify with you. So what I'm doing to ask the controller, the domestic controller there, is kind of realistic enough, I guess.
Delta 9080, flight level 31. Delta 9080, Moncton Center, good morning.
Moncton, good morning, Air France, on Mike Sierra, flight level 350 over Vital.
Air France 94, Mike Sierra, Moncton Center, good morning.
I still have a good wind, 66 there on the tail, but the wind is gonna change soon, I think. That document sure does answer a lot of questions. Not HLA 007. That get you in a good position. Let's see if we can get some lunch.
Hello.
Some lunch, please.
Okay, I'll be up in a moment.
Let's see what's on the menu today. Maybe some caviar or something.
Speedbird 208, contact Gander Center on 133.0.
133.0, thanks for the service, good day.
She's gonna go like duck, duck, duck. Here she is. In.
Hello, gentlemen. I hope these snacks will tide you over.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Anytime. Oh yes, a British Airways. Very generous indeed. Very generous. We like it. Very nice. Anytime. So it's gonna be perfect because in 400 miles, so in the next 45 minutes roughly, the max here will show around 359, maybe 360. So we'll have a bit of a bigger margin. We'll be closer to the optimum as well. Although, as I pointed out before, those numbers here are not very realistic, but for the purpose of the simulation, I guess it's good enough. So 350 just before the entry will be good, and we'll ask the domestic controller to climb, and yeah, then we'll have our level. So I can put here as a reminder is 350 step, and set it here. So that will give us a reminder, really. But the aircraft won't climb automatically. You need to make it climb, of course. Yeah, Microflight, how are you doing, sir? Welcome back. I hope crossing the Baltic went well this morning. Kind of same, but different, huh? Cross the pond, cross the Baltic. Same fight. Yeah, it serves snacks as well.
Air France 555, Moncton Center, you with me?
It does PAs, you can brief. FS2 crew does a lot of things. I did retract the lights, yeah. The storm light we don't need anymore.
November 5, Lima back, thank you.
It's daylight for the moment at least. Yeah, Finland ATC was on for a day and a half, I think. They've got like some sort of little setup.
And 33.0,
running for the whole weekend, so yeah, they have 36
Speedbird 116, contact Moncton Center, stand by for the frequency.
Roger. And they use a real ATC tower. Yeah, I saw that. 36 hours non-stop.
Contact Moncton Center 123.7.
123.7 Speedbird 116 heavy. Have a good one. Enjoy. Bye bye.
Virgin 1732, contact Moncton on 23.9er.
123.7. Moncton, very good morning to you. Speedbird 116 Heavy, flight level 330. Yes, no. Moncton, good morning. Speedbird 116 Heavy. No reply, go back to the previous.
Line flight is forcing you.
Roger.
Moncton, Speedbird 116.
Air France 54, Mike, Moncton Center, good morning. Air France 007, contact Moncton Center 123.9.
Okay, I'll confirm with the controller.
132.7.
It's 23.9.
Moncton, Speedbird 116.
Gander Center on.
Gander Moncton, Speedbird 116. I'll try 1327. 1327 is the current one. Let me see in V pilot. CZQM.
Cento 001, contact Gander Center 133.0.
133.0, Santa 001.
Moncton, Speedbird 116.
Last aircraft calling Gander, correction, Moncton, say again.
Yeah, Speedbird 116, could you please confirm the next frequency again for me, please?
Frequency is 123.9.
132.9 Speedbird 116.
Negative 23.9.
Oh, 23.9er Speedbird 116, thank you very much. Oh, 23.9er, okay. Moncton, good morning, Speedbird 116 Heavy, flight level 330.
Speedbird 116 Heavy, Moncton Center, good morning, sir. If you're not on 123.7, switch to my frequency. Again, 123.7.
123.7 Speedbird 116. 123.7. Was it not the one I had initially? Moncton, Speedbird 116 Heavy on 123.7.
Moncton budget 1732, now on 123.7.
Yeah, but he's not answering on 1237, that's the problem. Moncton, Speedbird 116. I'm not sure what he's doing. Hello? Anybody home? Hello, Houston. This is the moon. How do you read?
Button 732, mic check.
Hey, Captain Nate. How are you doing? So far, so good. Touch wood. Going very well. Except we can't get in touch with the controller. Moncton, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, Moncton Center, go ahead.
Yeah, no luck on 123.9, there's no reply.
123.7, sir.
123.7, yeah, that's what I meant, sorry. No reply on 123.7, Spielberg 116.
Did you send me a text?
I did send a text message just saying morning.
Okay, yep, that's fine. We'll keep it on 123.9.
Okay, stay on 123.9, Spielberg 116.
Mountain Center, good day. Air France 3427 with you.
Air France 34.
We'll get something done, you know. We'll work something out.
Mountain Center, good morning. Delta 1 Heavy, 370.
Delta 1 Heavy, Mountain Center, good morning.
That's the thing, I don't see 1237 listed in vPilot either. So I'm puzzled about this 123.7, unless he was expecting somebody to open, and they've not opened the station, so then maybe that's why the problem is. But for the moment, no, I don't see anybody either. That's true.
The last Air France aircraft to call a Moncton Sig and call.
People like it sounds like they're quite far away, because on the VHF then when you lose the transmissions a little bit and the volume goes down, that means they're like quite far away. So
and Moncton, good morning, Air France 904 Mike Sierra, flight level 350, we're aware of the similar call sign.
Hey, Joe 512, how are you doing? Yes, still flying the 777. Yes, yes, yes. Moncton, Spielberg 116 request.
15 minutes out of cockpit, please. Air France 3477.
There are two aircraft at once, the Air France again.
Request 15 minutes out of cockpit. Air France 3477.
Air France 3477, roger. Report back.
Roger, thank you. Air France 3477.
The other aircraft calling Moncton?
Yeah, Moncton Speedbird 116. Could you clarify the Mach number and the Oceanic clearance for us? There was a mistake in the transmission on NAT track.
Speedbird 116, roger, stand by.
Good morning, WestJet 44, flight level 270.
WestJet 334, Moncton Center, good morning.
Cool. Yeah, Joe 512, that's actually what I was going to do now, but you're gonna be disappointed because there's nothing really fancy to it, to be fair. I've got a video actually on the YouTube channel about that. Here's the link, not so much of the video, but of the channel. Then once you are within the channel, you can do a search. But it's really a matter of enhancing a little bit your situational awareness, as we say, kind of know where you are, where the different airports are, but there's no particular setup to the whole
American
thing.
998
So, but yeah, it maybe sounds a little bit disappointing, but that's the way it is.
998,
today, actually, the best airports, at least in terms of location, are like St. John's, which is here, Charlie Yankee Yankee Tango, and then on the other side, Shannon in Ireland. So what we can do at this stage is go in the FMC. Let me erase this one, and we'll put St. John's in the fixed page here. And then the distance I use for ETOPS is 420 nautical miles. So beyond 420 nautical miles, then you are in ETOPS. So set like a ring 420 nautical mile around St. John's. So once you are outside of the 420 ring, yeah, pass your message, Beaver 116.
What did you file for a Mach?
Decimal 84.
Go with that and report your Mach speed when you change controllers.
Sorry, say again, please.
Go with what you filed, sir, and just advise that your speed is not recorded on your flight plan when you change controllers. When I hand you off to Gander, you report in with your speed.
Okay, thank you very much, will do.
It's going to be easier that way than trying to fix it.
Yeah, no, I got mistaken in the NatTrack website. I didn't enter, I think, the Mach number. I just left it at 0, so the clearance came back with the 0. So obviously that's not satisfactory. But yeah, we'll clarify the Mach number. Thanks.
Roger.
Roger. So yeah, you go 420 miles on St. John's, and that's it, really. The next thing you can do is look at your flight plan and try to work out where's the midpoint is. So we'll have a look at the flight plan, and the flight plan is gonna tell us where the ETP is, the equal time point. And very often the equal time point we take is the one engine out decompression, which most of the time is the most critical. And as you can see here, it does actually require a decent amount of fuel. So ATP fuel required is 19.795. So we take very often this one, the one engine out decompression scenario, as the most limiting one. So we've got the coordinates here of the equal time point, basically. So what we can do is plug in those coordinates in the FMC to show you on the display where that midpoint basically is. So I'll take a note of that and set it. So we'll enter north 50. Hey, good afternoon, Northern Pilot. How was the bowling?
Walker 378,
So north 40, 41.9, and then west 031.
So I copied the last part of your call sign, but I missed your name.
53.
Can you give me that again, or send it to me in text, please?
0.9.
Walker, like walking.
Walker 378.
I can put like a ring 20 miles just to make it bigger on the display. We won't see it on the display because at the moment it's beyond the display, so we won't see it. But yeah, that just shows you on the display where the midpoint basically, or the equal time point is, and that's all there is to it. One thing I show on the video as well is to in the alternate page here, to enter the airports in the alternate page, which I can do as well today, for example. So I can enter CYYT here, and it will give you the ETA and the amount of fuel at St. John's here. Not sure why the mouse is flashing like this for some reason. And then we can put Shannon as well. But Shannon is gonna show obviously something quite late, 1702. So that's in 4 hours and a bit. So obviously because it's at the other side. Oh, congratulations! Return home with a win. Fantastic. That's good. Was it a close game or was it like easy victory? And then we've got those two airports here, for example, CYQY and CYJT, which are actually extras in the database. So we can actually get rid of them and put them in the alternate inhibit here. So we can go Charlie Yankee, Quebec Yankee, and CYJT, for example, and put them in the alternate inhibit. And now it's giving us other airports, which we can't disregard as well because we don't need those airports. What I'll be looking for is other airports like Gander and Goose Bay, really. These are the two other airports you can look at on the Canadian side. And then on the eastern side, you look really at Keflavik, Shannon, Dublin. The airports in Greenland, we kind of tend to disregard unless you're on fire or it's a desperate situation, but otherwise we wouldn't really go to Greenland. And that's pretty much it. Actually, I can delete this because I'm sure like other airports will equip in the meantime. But that's ETOPS really. The one last thing, of course, you need to check before going into ETOPS is the weather. So for the moment, we're kind of still quite far from entering ETOPS, so I can wait a little bit. But you would check the weather forecast and see, you know, if you got good weather, basically. Oh, it was a close game, 1 point in your favor. Well, at least it makes victory sweeter, I guess, when you have to fight for it. Makes it nicer, which is good. I've got a message here. No. It's junk message. Delete. Cool. Does that answer your question a little bit? Or, as I said, I'm sorry to disappoint, but there's no fancy Nancy setup like I've seen on some videos online and stuff where the guys enter like you could possibly play around with all those setups, but there's not really a need for it. I've flown with many guys, nobody does that, so. If you like to program little things and little lines and stuff, then of course be my guest. Oh, it's taking shape nicely now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Check Volanta. Yeah, now it's taking shape nicely. There's a lot of traffic from Miami there. Wow. From New York, it looks like I'm kind of leading the way. JFK, 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 JFK. Yeah, from JFK I'm kind of ahead of most people, at least. Miami, Dallas there. Yeah, they are well ahead already. Looking good, looking good. That's amazing. Santa Maria is not on. I don't know if they will be on. Possibly because those tracks go through Santa Maria. Right. I'm kind of waiting to get into the ocean to go for a little break.
Legend 2269 Mountain Center. Good morning. Can I squawk identity?
No, probably not. That's why I think by the time I get to Heathrow, it should be alright. It shouldn't be too wild, too hectic. But as I said, you never know, because there could be also like pre-event traffic coming from
Cockpit, Air France 3477.
other airports. But I should be alright.
Air France 3477, roger.
Oh, no way! 240 euros just to print the paper. Oh god. And you can do can indeed go to work and even maybe do extra hours and all that stuff.
Called Gander Sender now, 132.7, good day.
Gander 132.7, Speedbird 116, bye bye. 1327. I thought we were on that frequency earlier on.
Either third one heavy, we have been with 132.9, we couldn't get any response, so the Boston Center advised us to try 132.7.
Yes, ridiculous, all the fees for the licensing authority, for the examiner, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Gander, good morning, Speedbird 116 heavy, level 330. I'm not really sure what's going on in Canada there.
16 contact Gander 133.0.
Gander 133.0, Speedbird 116.
Mike Sierra Romeo, you should be with 23.9er. I just spoke to the controller.
23.
Get there. Gander, good morning, Speedbird 116 heavy, level 330.
Speedbird 116, Gander Center, good morning.
Morning, sir. And Gander from Speedbird 116 request.
Go ahead.
Yeah, could you please clarify the Mach number for the Oceanic clearance? There was a bit of a mistake with the NatTrack website.
Speedbird 116, roger. What was your filed Mach number?
We're like decimal 84, Speedbird 116.
Alright, Speedbird 116, alright. I'll put in the system Mach 0.84, and then if anything changes, I'll let you know.
Roger, thank you very much. We'll assume decimal 84 and wait for any change. Thanks, Speedbird 16.
XMS 001 request.
Right, cool. Yeah.
XMS 01.
It's not going to make a big difference anyway. Plus the Mach number, as we discussed before in VATSIM, it really depends on the weather you have in the sim, because if everybody has different weathers, which I suspect might be the case, then the Mach number doesn't really matter. What matters is the ground speed. But if you got stronger winds in your sim than the neighbor next door, then obviously the Mach number separation doesn't really work. It works in real because everybody obviously uses the same wind, you know, the wind is the same for everybody in real, but in the simulator I'm sure everybody has different winds, so the Mach number separation doesn't really work very well. Yeah, he sounded a little bit grumpy indeed. That's okay. I'm sure he'll perk up. So now that we have to assume, although remember that to assume is to make an arse of you and me, but now that we've got the Mach number, what we can do is enter the Mach number here, decimal 84 slash, and pull it at the entry of the Oceanic track, execute that. And then at the end,
here, contact Gander Radio 131.77.
so let's say at LSOX, or even at Denim, because Denim is the end really, we can enter econ, then slash to go back to the econ or cost index speed. So you'll see after Econ there we come back to decimal 83, but over the ocean we are flying at decimal 84, which is nice. And at least everything is taken care of here. So. And one more thing we do before entering the ocean, which I kind of shown on stream before a little bit, but I'll do it now, is to check the distances and tracks from the flight plan and the FMC to make sure that you are flying what is in the flight plan. So what we do is look at the flight plan. Here it is again. So this goes a little bit beyond the flight simulation thing, but it's just to show you a little bit what we do, make it a little bit more realistic. Yeah, guys. So yeah, we check basically the track between each of the Oceanic waypoints and the distance. So we look at the initial true track, what we call the ITT, and then the distance. So the first waypoint is Porty. So
Center, Pleasant good day. This is Virgin 1732.
From Porty to 47 north, 50 west.
390, requesting flight level 400.
The true track is 069, which is correct here. And the distance should be 88 miles, which we have in the FMC as well. So that's correct. After that, between 4750 and 4940, the distance is 419, which is correct here. And the track is 070.
1732, can I maintain flight over 410? What was your filed Mach number of the error?
Which here is a little bit different.
Flight Mach number is...
Oh no, it's this one they take into account, so that's correct, 069 is correct. Then from 49 north, 40 east to 51 north, 30 west, the distance is 404.
Conversion 1730, affirmative. Maintain.
So we've got 330 plus 75, that's 405, so that's close enough. And the track is 075.
November 5, we're maintaining flight level 450.
And the track 075, that's a little bit wrong, but hey. That's
November 5, maintain flight level 450.
It's not really working out very well.
Mach 0.81.
Then to 20 north,
November 5, Liam, roger.
It should be 377 on the distance. So we got 378 here, so that makes sense. And the track should be 086, and we have 086 here, so that's good. And then to Denim, we should have 189 miles, which is correct, and the track should be 088, and that's correct here in the FMC.
15 miles.
So apart from those middle waypoints, but I think it's because it's interrupted by the ETP there, so it kind of messes up the tracks. But otherwise, everything looks okay. So I will assume for the purpose of the simulation that it's,
contact gander radio 131.77. Have a good flight.
Does it make sense? Yeah. I mean, as I said, that kind of goes a little bit beyond the realm of the simulation because. But yeah, that's what we do in the aircraft. And so therefore, when you check like this, that the tracks and distances between the waypoints match what you have on the flight plan, you make sure that the waypoints in the FMC are correct. Because if there was a discrepancy, then it would flag up.
Sorry, the frequency again for stability, so it was that 131.77.
That 131.77.
So as predicted, close to Porty. Almost at 360, so we'll climb now. But before climbing, I have to request Speedbird 116 request climb flight level 350.
Speedbird 116, climb maintain follow 350. Confirm your Mach point 84.
Affirm currently Mach decimal 835 for the crossing decimal 84 and clear to climb flight level 350 Speedbird 116. 350 set. Press rev, you have speed. And now actually I can clear this and then enter decimal 84 again. I now have the level, so I don't need the reminder anymore. But I still can put the speed, because as we cross port E, you'll see the speed will increase to decimal 84 automatically. What's going on this?
1,000 feet to level off.
Checkity check. Cool, 1,000 feet to level off. Excellent.
November 5, Lima, contact Gander Radio 131.77 hyperflight.
131.7, November 5, Lima, yeah, thank you.
So speed without path, good. So yeah, pay attention when we get to 40. As I said, it will change automatically from the current speed there, decimal 834 to decimal 84. Hey Ryuda, good, and you? How are you getting on?
November 5 Lima, just confirm 131770.
How's the flight going so far? So
Virgin 1732, did you
so still quite far from ETOPS, as you can see, because the entry is basically on the edge of the circle here, and we are still way inside it. So.
Track 0 is covered by New York. You don't use nav track. You need to file on the homepage. You do not need to file on the homepage.
Virgin 1732, but you're flying
now it's lunch and Netflix. Yeah, I'm waiting as well to get onto the track, and then once I'm on the track, then I'll step away for a while as well. Well, not for too long, because I'm here to entertain you. Well, not you in particular, but everybody, but you see what I mean. But yeah, I'll go for a little stretch and stuff. I'm starting to get a bit of sorbomitis. It's been yeah, 1 hour and 49 flight time is not too bad, but I was on already like an hour or even more than an hour before, so yeah, sorbomitis is coming. I'm gonna need to take some Panadol or something. So before getting into the ocean there with the Gander domestic controller, it will ask you to confirm. Very often they will ask you to confirm the following waypoint. So they'll say, oh, confirm the waypoint after port E. So you say, oh, after port E we have 47 north, 50 west, and then 49 north, 40 west. So they will say, like, confirm the next waypoint and the waypoint thereafter. So you'll say, yeah, 4750 and 4940. I'll go back to you. Yeah, Roger. So basically they want to work out that you have the correct information in your computer. Then once you are within the ocean section, they will also send you a message on CPDLC to ask once again to confirm the route. So they will send you on data link a message confirm the route, and
Transat 110.
it's all done automatic. Well, not automatically because you got to send a message, but you don't have to type the route or everything. The data link system takes the route from the FMC and sends it to ATC, which is nice.
Transat 110, contact Gander Radio 131.77.
131.77.
Well, no, in the aircraft,
Boeing 456, contact
we
Gander Radio
use
131.77, have a flight.
we use CPDLC, so yeah.
Boeing 456, thank you.
CPDLC, when they send messages, it goes like ding dong in the flight deck, so it's easy to to notice. And we do the circle check, and yeah, on the HF, that's it. And the CPDLC is very nice because it's like sending text messages, and when we receive a message from ATC, then, as I said, you get like a ding dong in the flight deck, so it kind of attracts your attention. So you don't need really to pay too much attention to the radios. And then initially, after or just before Porty, then the domestic controller would send you to Gander Radio, which is a bit of a funny station because you're still within VHF range until about 50 west, and that Gander Radio, which is VHF, would ask you to confirm the next sector. So you would say like Shanwick next, and then they will give you the HF frequencies to do the cell call check. So high frequencies during the day, low frequencies at night generally, and then they would just let you get on with it, and they wouldn't even say like goodbye or anything, because then after passing 50 west you start losing VHF range, so they would just let you go into the night eastbound, and yeah, without telling you anything. So yeah, when you check into that Gander Radio on entering the Oceanic section, you come in, say Speedbird 116 CPDLC Shanwick next, and then they will say, oh, Speedbird 116 HF frequencies tonight 8891 and whatever.
Austrian 92 Gander Center radio
that's it.
check.
5 Austrian 92.
But for the crossing, yeah, there's no much monitoring of the radios, to be fair. And then, as I said, once we leave the Gander radio range and we don't get VHF anymore, then we would tune 123.45, which is the air-to-air frequency, and also, of course, all the time 121.5 on box number 2. And then half an hour after entering the track, or at least the Oceanic section, then Squawk 2000, which I think they are requested today here for Cross the Pond. So that last section was quite long, eh? Vital to Porty, that was an hour and 20 minutes. 30 minutes after entering the track today. We'll keep it simple.
501 Gander Center.
30 minutes after entering the track, then you can Squawk 2000. Which basically you reset the Squawk for entering European airspace. You drop the Squawk that was assigned to you in North America, and then on entering European airspace, then they'll give you a new Squawk, because it's another system. You're not longer in the North American ATC system, you're now in the European system, Eurocontrol and all that stuff. So then they'll give you a new identification, basically. So yeah, it all makes sense. Oh, not really. I mean, you wouldn't like be told off, you know, for like entering European airspace with the North American Squawk, because they kind of know where you are anyway. And also now I'm like remembering, before you get into radar like coverage, let's say for example like west of Island, before you get into radar coverage they will give you a new score code anyway. So they wouldn't see you coming in under radar coverage with the old score code, because they would have given you a score code before you actually show up on their radar. So yeah, it doesn't really matter so much. But sometimes we can forget, you know, to reset 2000, because once you enter the ocean, the 30 minutes is a little bit arbitrary. You know, you kind of, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 45 minutes. It's you know, you kind of, it's easy to lose track. So you know, it's been known to forget to reset 2000. So it doesn't matter so much, you know. Once before you get to the other side, they'll tell you to put in a new scope, and they'll never see the North American code, so it doesn't matter so much. But by the book, you are supposed to go 2000 as per the NAT HLA 007 document. We're not very far now from Porty, so he's gonna hand us over to the Oceanic controller. Then we can discuss like briefly as well what the HF looks like, because here is gonna give us a VHF frequency, which will be realistic, but then after 50 west there's no more VHFs, so it should be HF, but of course on the network here we don't use HF.
501 Gander Center, good morning.
I'm wondering where my track controller is.
Data Center, American 222 Heavy, flight level 370, direct Juby.
Oh.
American 222 Gander Center, good morning.
Gander Center, good day.
I don't see I see Gander, but I don't see the actual track. I remember on the previous event there was a controller for each track, but on vPilot I don't see controllers for each track, so I'm not really sure how it's gonna be done.
Lufthansa 179 Gander Center, good morning.
Well, on a flight like this, like from New York to London, it goes relatively quickly. At the end of the day, 6 hours is not too long, you know, once you've done a little bit of long haul.
179, climb maintain follow 370.
Things settle down and time goes relatively fast, so. So yeah, as I said, keep an eye on the speed here. We set decimal 84 at Porty in the legs page, and once
at 501, you're
once we
awaiting
get to
your clearance,
Porty, it's
correct?
gonna automatically change. On that. I'm not touching anything. That's a good question, Nordic Pilot, about the offset. Because you have a choice actually. You can fly the center line, otherwise you can offset 1 or 2 miles.
Okay.
That's the
ETA 501.
The slope,
Cleared
you
at flight level 390.
the strategic lateral offset procedure. You can only offset to the right. You cannot offset to the left. And it's not subject to air traffic control clearance, so you can do
Roger. Just wanted to confirm,
your own wishes. You can either stay on the center line, go 1 or 2 right of track. So it kind of depends a little bit on your mood that day. That's it. The speed has changed automatically to decimal 84.
421 Gander Center, good morning.
Howdy, New Skies. How are things?
KLM 421, just to confirm, have you requested your Oceanic clearance?
Negative, not yet.
Okay, if you could do that, please, at your discretion.
Gander, Speedbird 116, we passed Porty.
Roger, I'll have a handoff for you in about 30 miles.
Roger. So he's keeping us a little bit further than the Oceanic entry, which is fair enough. Are you doing the event as well, New Skies? I have to say it's a bit of an enterprise. It is a bit of an enterprise today. And it's quite busy on the Twitch simulation section as well. Cool. Yeah, pond duties. I mean, it's only twice a year. Plus, the chances are, you know,
United 420.
sometimes I'm not available to do it. So I thought today a big favor again from the wife, the kids and stuff. I was actually supposed to go and do other things, but I kind of booked the afternoon/evening to do this. So that's it. We'll see how it works out, if it's worth it or not. Or just a spectator, cool. Yeah, it's as I said, it's a big job, you know. So right, Porty 32, a little bit earlier than expected. And fuel-wise 44.9. Fuel was supposed to be 43.2. So it's making fuel. Good.
Gander Center, good morning. Delta 1 Heavy, flight level 370.
Delta 1, Gander Center, good morning.
Right in my flight plan, 44.9 on the fuel. The flight plan again, not Navigraph. So yeah, I was supposed to have 43.2 and at 44.9, so that's now like 1.7 extra, so plus 1.7. So that's why we would write. I didn't take the timing, so but otherwise you could write the timings here as well. Here was 1.4 extra at Vital. So we are making fuel actually.
Speedbird 116, contact Gander Radio 131.77, have a flight.
131.77, Speedbird 116, bye-bye. So, 13177.
Gander Austrian 92, requesting climb 350.
Here we are.
Austrian.
Gander Radio, good morning, Speedbird 116, level 350.
Speedbird 116, Gander, thank you, report your Mach number.
Maintaining decimal 84, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, thanks, maintain a cell call watch, welcome to the show.
Cell call today is Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec. Let me double check. Yeah, I do confirm circle check on Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116 is on the way.
Could you try again, please, for Speedbird 116?
116 on the way.
Circle check OK, Speedbird 116 monitoring frequency.
Roger, thank you.
Alright.
Speedbird 18 Alpha, did he say you were back?
Hey, sir.
Speedbird 18 Alpha at Treeseller West, contact radio. I'm sorry, I'm Gander. Contact Shanwick Radio 131.8.
The only thing is that I don't see any notifications. You hear the ding dong, but there's no notification. And Gander from Speedbird 116 will walk away for a few minutes. We'll let you know when we're back if necessary.
Speedbird 116, no problem.
Okay, I'll go for a little stretch now that we are over the ocean.
F155 will back.
I'll be back. Stay tuned.
F155, thank you, welcome back.